not cut out for all this manual labor. I'm so cold.
If you hang around those raiders, I want nothing to do with you.
As I've said, Mrs. Russo, the facilities are available to responders and refugees. I deeply apologize for the commotion, darling. We do strive to make every visit to the White Spring a pleasant one.
Finally, you've arrived. I was resigned to having to convince this lunatic that my daughter is dying all by myself.
Do you know this woman? Ah, wonderful.
I believe an apology is in order.
Apologies are ordered to those who deserve them. Nonetheless, it behooves the refuge to help those in need. Perhaps you could provide more coherent details regarding this woman's conundrum.
Oh, don't tell people about that. You'll scare away the customers.
A nightclub? Here? In the rural mountains of West Virginia?
From what I've seen, you hippies could really use the excitement.
Oh dear. I don't even know where to begin with correcting you. We've heard the name. The stories place it as something rather more dangerous than your average chem.
The high is legendary, reserved for the upper crust of idiots who live in America's playground and still manage to get bored.
It is your daughter we're talking about helping, right?
Oh, give Abigail a break. The move has been stressful for her.
In that case, you will be happy to hear that the leaders of Atlantic City are sponsoring travel for visitors. You might speak to Mr. Jeremiah Hopkins about it, if you haven't already. He has a booth out in the common area, beside the stage. So long as you're willing to provide assistance to the locals during your travels, you may fly to Atlantic City whenever you'd like.
Incredible. Was that so difficult?
You're graciously welcome for the flight, Mrs. Russo. Now I'm afraid I have other duties to attend to. Lennox shall be happy to board you once your preparations are complete. Excuse me.
It baffles me how you're able to deal with that person. I mean, where are they from? The 17th century? Oh, you were you? And what was I supposed to do? Just leave my daughter's fate in the hands of some stranger hundreds of miles away? For all I know, you might throw back the blood at your first opportunity. Then you'll find yourself splayed out naked on the boardwalk 2 days later, choking on your own vomit. I suppose the showman would dispose of you before letting you bare your cheeks on their turf. And then where would that leave me? And Abigail? please. I'm a performer. I learned from real life stage experience. Not from sitting at home reading Shakespeare over and over like that Orlando character must have. It's embarrassing to listen to. Wonderful. I'll be having a drink at the bar until our departure. I'll need it to get me through that dreadful flight.
Excuse me! Sorry to interrupt you. I just heard you were going to Atlantic City and it's not safe there. There's a monster. I saw it. People keep going missing. That's why I left.
You're not mouthing off about some Jersey devil, are you? What a load of hogwash. My parents told me that story when I was a child to scare me into submission. Well, it didn't work, and no Jersey devil has snatched me from my bed.
It's real, I swear! They're siphoning its blood and turning it into a drug. That's why it's so angry now.
Marketing tactics. What would you name a chem that's supposed to be the ultimate temptation? Would you call it innocent angel milk? Siphoning blood. No sensible business person would put in all that effort, even if the Jersey Devil was real.
Should check in with Giuseppe.
Loud tourists, low-tier entertainers, showgoers on their way home from the pier. The devil swoops down from the sky and swallows them whole.
The perfect cover story to disappear anyone inconvenient. That devil almost got me too! Oh, good thing I fled to the mountains!
At least I warned you. Better for my conscience. Keep your eyes on the skies. Be careful. You never know what's out there.
You'd be crazy not to drink with me before getting in that vertibird. Jersey Devil, ooh. Oh, did it always smell like this? You would think in a city, people could find a civilized place to relieve themselves.
This is the most happening place in AC. Why those goonies want to stay in their gross little hovels beyond me.
The best bet I can give you is a fellow named Stanley Soriano. He spends all his free time at the High Rollers Lounge in the Neapolitan Casino. Stan is a weak link. Make him feel important, and he'll serve up practically anything on a silver platter. He's a former friend of my husband. One of the most empty-headed coots I've ever had the pleasure of meeting. It's entertaining, really. Tell him anything, and watch the words pass through the void. Me? Oh, that would be a bad idea. You be a doll and handle the communications. I'll meet you back here once the job is done. Oh, don't be silly. I'm like a handler. I have to be present to make sure you get the job done. That doesn't mean I'm going to be the one to do it. Don't you worry about what I'm occupied with. It'll just be a distraction. Don't wait up for me. Or actually, do. One should always have an escape plan.
That name will be the death of me.
Go head down to the pier and catch a show.
You're not a high roller, so scram. No, and the High Rollers Lounge has an exclusive entry policy. You're not on the list. You mean to tell me that other guy wasn't Stan's chaperone? You'd better get in there quick. I think there's a game going already. Go on through, and keep an eye on Stan.
Royal flush.
You gonna make a
again?
necklace out of those caps?
You must have the angels on your
Gonna
side, my
invest wisely
friend.
in the Apollo.
You mean you don't see it, Stan? He's playing you. Ain't nobody got that kind of luck.
Oh, come on. You know I'd never play you, Stan. You're the man. You know what I love most about you, Stan? How much faith you put in your friends.
Ugh, this is ludicrous.
Oh, now what you gonna do that for? You really think he was playing me?
Come on, Stan. 3 royal flushes in a row? Now, you grab that cash and take care of your family. I'm headed out.
You here to bet big or what? You looking at something?
Antonio was a big hit to the family. Can't believe that rat out on us.
You heard of me? Well, as a matter of fact, I am Stanley Soriano, proud father, handler of official business, and avid patron of this fine establishment. How can I help you?
Buttercup. That name will be the death of me.
Whoa there! Now, I can hook you up with all kinds of camps. But as for the blood, what makes you think a nobody like you should get access to Atlantic City's most sought-after camp?
Mayor Tim fancies himself the leader of AC. Like some old farmer's gonna whack anybody.
You know, you do look familiar. You don't happen to be one of those out-of-towners helping out around here? Well, all right. A friend of the family deserves a taste of the best our city has to offer.
This is the most happening
But first,
place in AC.
you'll have to prove yourself trustworthy. Provide service for the family, and you'll be rewarded. Cross the family, and you end up on our hit list. See, a young showman known as Zaid stole some blood from our stores a few nights back. He's got a show on tonight. And those who don't respect our rules don't get to live freely. You want the blood? Then that show don't go smoothly. And Zaid gets the message to never even dream about stealing from us again.
Antonio was a big hit to the family. Can't believe that rat ran out on us.
Orphan? Nah. The only way you get access is if we grant it. Or if you're one of us. Zaid had a friend on the inside. One who's already been dealt with. So don't you worry about that.
I gotta tell Joey to plug up the basement in the Appalachia. The overgrown are getting in again.
So you can understand something real clearly. What you're about to do to young Zaid, that's what'll happen to you if you get any funny ideas about how to source more blood. You want another taste? You gotta come through the family. Officially. That's the lesson of this assignment. Broken, mutilated, utterly disgraced, dead. Don't matter to me, as long as the message gets sent. Of course, dead guarantees that. But if you want to take the risk of disappointing us, that's on you.
My pa was amazing.
Sounds like we have an understanding. Now listen carefully. You're gonna have to get backstage somehow. Maybe by posing as a cast member. That's your best shot at getting access to Zaid. Once you've got an opportunity, it's up to you how you want to deal with him. I'll meet you outside after the show. Don't disappoint me. Capiche?
This is the most happening place in AC. Why those munis want
Are
to
you
stay in that
supposed
gross
to
little
be-
hovel? Beyond me.
That name will be the death of me.
Sorry for the confusion earlier.
You know, one thing I don't miss. Driving. Seen one too many shifts.
What do you gotta do to compensate taste of devil's blood.
Beat it. I'm not your tour guide.
Famous. Not here at the show.
So what if I can't remember my lines? It's better to surprise them. Make way for our sensation. To face death with open arms.
You been outside the
That's
city?
when life blossoms.
Let me tell you, you don't want to be there.
Welcome, welcome. Here to be amazed, shocked, and entertained? Well, tonight, as our lucky 13th customer, you will get all of that and more for free. Congratulations. Ha! What a funny question. We showmen put on performances of all kinds. Our first and only priority is giving you an experience you will never forget. So, open your mind and prepare to be amazed. That it is, opening night for our shining young star. Please head straight inside to the stage and take care not to enter restricted areas. We may be a bit late tonight, as we are still awaiting the arrival of one of our cast members. The show simply cannot start without our star clown. Trust me, they are worth the wait.
No best friend! We're all just minds in a soundless world. Every second without laughter brings us closer to death.
It's the soul that's oversized, not the shoe!
Dibbles! Is that finally you? Late on opening night? Who hired you? Was it me? We'll be served on a plate to the ravenous masses with their vicious, quivering jaws. Oh, get to the stage already! They await your opening act! I'm not ready yet. I can't be seen like this! What am I talking about? What are you talking about? This is your act, your stage, your hour to sparkle and shine. You must make them laugh, or when I go out there, they'll gut me where I stand, gore me with their glares, dismember me with their displeasure. It's a sacred responsibility of the opening act. I'm doomed already if you don't know it. Oh, I'm doomed. I'm dead where I stand. Who else would I be? The mayor? Yes! I can make jokes too. Ha ha! Tee hee! Are you happy now? I have to get ready, and you have to get them ready for me. Why are you asking me? Everyone knows Evelyn Russo. Oh, how beloved she was. How terrible her humiliation. An artist like her would never accept such a fate. Oh, but that'll be me if you don't get out there soon. Quickly now. You're ruining us. Not just a show, a masterpiece, an indelible memory. Go now before our audience turns rabid. They must be starving.
It's the soul that's oversized, not the shoe!
Nothing stimulates a clown's appetite more than a hearty laugh. A hungry clown will prance and frolic to earn a mouthful of their favorite food, delivered with enthusiasm by their jovial leader. Please welcome this giggle of clowns to the stage and bear witness to their feeding frenzy.
Please feed me!
Where's my pie?
Where's the whipped cream? Hey! This isn't diet!
This is a diet!
Looks like it hurt. We'll be passing out warm towels to wipe any blood off. Let's give it up for our star clown!
You? What are you doing here? You followed me, didn't you? You better explain yourself. Well, if you're so interested, then fine. You weren't supposed to know about all this, but there's no avoiding it now. I used to be the star around here. I deserve to have it back. That stage is mine. I'm taking it from this up-and-coming nobody to remind this city exactly what they lost. Or at least, that was my plan. You being here really puts a damper on things. You and Vincenzo have that situation handled. This family has never needed me. Antonio was always busy, and Abigail followed him like a dog. Vincenzo handled everything around the house, but the crowd... They always loved me. I gave them something. I still have more to give. I get rid of Zaid before the final act. Indispose him, mind you. I'm not a murderer. I go on in his place. Put on the show he was meant to. No safety protocols. I prove to the city that if it's truly what they want, I too can evolve. That I'm still worth something. Then you understand why I have to do this. It's my only chance. I'm nothing without it. Nonsense. They were always complaining about me, calling me a diva. Vincenzo would tell me to get out of the way so he could do things properly. I'm nothing but a failure to them. They have no appreciation. Isn't it too late? I've spent so much time blocking them out, focusing on myself. No, that's a quitter's attitude. I never let anything stop me in showbiz. Well, home might be a different stage, but a show nonetheless.
Is that Evelyn Russo? The disgrace? Oh, Mother has to hear about this. She's gonna send the whole city after you.
Wait! Come back here, you pathetic nobody! Shit. I didn't expect them to raise the alarm so soon. Well, I don't have much time before every showman on the boardwalk is chasing after me with a machete. But before I go, the least I can do is help you help Abigail. So tell me what needs to be done. So, it's dirty business. Well, nothing new in this city. Now, the final act of this little show involves the star clown, you, throwing knives at poor Zaid against a decorated backboard. There's an obvious option there if bloodshed doesn't make you, queasy. But we do know the showmen take cheating very seriously. And it just so happens that Zaid wears a protective vest underneath his costume. Puts a sour taste in my mouth, knowing exactly how that feels. But it's the showmen who are delusional, not Zaid and I for valuing our own lives. I'll leave the job to you. need to scram before Charlotte's loyal human dogs sniff me out.
Just can't wait to make everyone laugh.
A night of heart-throbbing classics. Where would we be without them? For hundreds of years, art has risked heart and soul, life and limb. So I close with one last visceral threat. The curve of blade to neck. Tantalizingly close. Assistant! Master of laughs! Let loose! And don't you dare gut me! Get to your place! You're ruining us! Walking up to me! This isn't what we rehearsed! Walking up to me! This isn't what we rehearsed! This? It isn't at all what it looks like. My costume. The layers! Oh, it's over! Mother! It's over! Oh, I fooled myself! They all see it. I've got to get out of here! Where can I hide?
Who is that wearing my oversized shoes? You think just anyone can honk and giggle? You made me a punchline! I'll make you pay with your funny bone. I'll twist your neck like a balloon.
Distinguished guests, clowns, and showman, brace yourself for an unexpected encore. For this impersonating intruder cannot be allowed to leave unpunished. This is now an open fire. Proceed calmly to the nearest exit, or grab your gun and join the fun!
Bogies crawling out of the barracks. Like, what's a plant gonna do? Grow at me? Talk of bogies crawling out of the barracks.
My pa was a made man, and his pa...
Losing Antonio was a big hit to the family. I can't believe that rat ran out on us.
What am I supposed to do with all this free time?
I heard the news. Showman are gonna have his head. Probably would have been nicer to cut off a limb or two. As promised, a taste of the devil himself. Now, don't you go blabbing about where you got it. Stan's got a tight ship to steer. Now, didn't I just say I got a tight ship to steer? Even if we did have such a doe snooping around the family, who finally got too damn entitled for her own good, I wouldn't tell you nothing about that. Of course not. I wouldn't tell you how useless it would be to go after that little girl. We'd have to have a big damn reason to send guys that far away. And that girl ain't it. See, I wouldn't tell you about any of that. And that's why they count on Stan. You understand why, now that I've spelled it out for you? The Russos are long gone. That is, if there ever was a Russo. I sure don't know any Russos. Now don't you forget what Stan did for you. Capiche?
They're gonna come for me. I'm so cold.
Tell me you have the dose. You're a lifesaver. All right, Abby. Down the hatch.
Ven? Mom? And... who are you again? Feels... nice. Okay. Yeah, everything's fantastic. It's really amazing.
This is just temporary. We need to find you a real solution. An antidote. You got into this, Abs. Do you know anything about getting off it?
Well, maybe Dad would have told me if he hadn't cut me out. But that's all water under the bridge, though. Everything's dandy now. We're in West Virginia. It's a new start. No more jobs, no more Dad. Everything's good. It has to be.
Dad? Thing is, I've tried to get answers from him about all kinds of things. But if he knows something about Devil's Blood, it has to still be in there somewhere. Maybe you'll have better luck than me. Look, I know it's awkward, but would you try talking to him? I wasn't sure if you had already put it together, but Dad was a big player in the family. It makes sense that he might know something about blood. The question is if he knows anything that could help Abby. And if it's still possible to coax it out of him somehow. To put it simply, I'm a disappointment to him. Abby had a better chance of knowing than me. And you're a third party, uninvolved. He might let something slip if he thinks it's of no consequence to you. Well, that's a bit complicated. Him and Abs used to be really close, back when she was younger. We never understood what changed. And now, maybe we never will. It's been really tough for her.
Now, there's no use rehashing all of that. We got you the blood, didn't we? That's what matters.
We? Don't tell me you went with them.
Well, what's with the accusatory tone? I helped, didn't I?
You helped? Why don't you tell me what actually happened? Really? Well, glad to hear that then.
Oh, I'll spill the beans. They're going to fall out eventually. When I heard you had a way to fly to Atlantic City, I saw an opportunity to redeem myself. To steal the stage and show them Evelyn Russo, the fearless songstress, to remind the audience what they loved about me. But the showman found out before I could do anything, and it was all for the better. I don't know what possessed me. Going on stage without a proper act prepared, it would have been a disaster.
Are you crazy? You're lucky you made it back alive. When will you think about us for once? What you're leaving behind?
Yes, there's that aspect of it as well. You have to understand, Vincenzo. My life has always been showbiz. I don't know who I am without it. But here's to me finding out. I realized I have another role to play here, as your mother. Perhaps I haven't committed to that as fully as I should have.
Wow. Is this an apology?
Yes, whatever you want to call it. I say we've gotten too sentimental already, but well, there you have it.
I just hope that you mean it. We really need you here.
And here I am. But let's not make it awkward, shall we? We have Abigail to worry about at the moment.
Hey. Thanks. You saved my sister's life.
Are you all right, dear?
Who, me? You're really asking?
Of course, darling. We're going to get you out of this conundrum. If anyone knows how to slink out of a mess, it's your mother.